What's going on, guys? Gary with RAS Group here for day 2 of episode 1 of Performance or Promises. Alright guys, so now we're going to be doing the B8 test. Okay, that was in a 797. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So everything is here and dropped 2 points, so that is a 98 out of in a time of 797. So I'm not sure what the hit factor is going to be. We'll calculate that, you know, back at tabletop, but that's my B8 test. Alright guys, so now we're going to be doing the RAS benchmark. Okay. So that was in a 122. Okay, now let's move on to second stage. Oh, come on. Woo! Didn't hit my advanced time on that. Got fumbled up on the reload. Oh, happens. Not my cleanest reload ever, but what are you going to do? Clean run overall though. Let's show the hits. So first shot was in a 124, 1920, 1819. So that first stage is done in 2 seconds. The reload was a 297. It's where I lost all my time. Realistically, that should be a 2-second reload or less. Then a 2-3, so then a 2-3 and a 2-2 on the pelvic girdle, a 4-4 transition to the head, and a 3-1 split for a 6.17. So passing, but obviously not what we intended. So as you can see, clean hits across the board, everything where it was intended to go from the pelvic girdle on up. So, that being said, let's do the next stage. Ooh. I was in a 146, doing what we got to do. So, on to 10 yards. Alright guys, 10-yard stage, 2 shots to the head, 250 is passing, 175 is advanced. Let's see how we do. Look at that. 175 on the dot. Definitely possible to do that a lot faster, but and I believe I have 1 in and 1 line breaker. Yep, right here. So it is in fact breaking that part of that line, and it's right there. So that would be 2 A-zone hits. 15. Alright guys, so now we're at 15 yards. It's going to be 3 to the pelvis, 3.25 to pass, 2.5 for advance. Let's see how we do. There we go. There we go. Okay. Mulligan? Okay. That was in a 224. I believe that's clean. We'll walk forward and check. That it is catering to the right edge of the pelvis. Alright guys, so now we're going to go to the 20-yard stage. 1R1, chest to head at 20 yards, passing 475, advanced 375. This is an absolute mud pit. Let's see how we can do. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's in a 366. E6, 1 in the head, 1 in the A zone. Okay, now let's go to 25. Alright guys, 25 yards, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, 4 seconds to pass, 3 seconds for expert. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, there we go. .269. Head box hit, hit, hit. So that was an A269. Now we're going to head back up. We have one more stage, which should be the 30-yard stage. I'll explain it when we get up there. I was in 1.31. Feel pretty good about it. Okay, and it looks like it keyholed right there. So that's a clean run. Almost did it at everything at the expert standards, except obviously the reload went pretty bad. So I'm going to pace this up, and we're going to get ready for the next one. And the next one is the T-Rex Arms 50-round pistol assessment to cap it off. All right, so the hood's annoying. So starting at 15 feet, 5 yards, aka 5 meters. I mean, I'm not going to convert everything over. FC operator, I'm sorry. For European challenges, I will for sure do it though, right? That's fair. So the first one is going to be from compressed low ready, 2 shots to the left target head box. So I am at 15. I'm going to have to adjust the target or the camera for each one of these. So I'm at 15 feet, 5 yards. Okay. I'm going to go to compressed ready, and it's going to be 2 shots to the head box. Okay, that was in a 119. I think those are both a little bit low Charlies. So, show you the target. Yep, low Charlies. So, now, we're just going to do all 3 of these kind of at the same time here. Because we don't get to pick and choose. It's kind of you get what you get, right? There are no makeups on this. So 15 feet, it's going to be draw 2 to the head box, I believe. Let's make sure. Holstered 2 to center target head box. Cool. So yeah, got to keep in mind my mechanical offset for this. I have a 25 yard 0. Okay. Okay, I rushed those shots. I was in a 184. Gross. 1 Charlie, 1 Alpha. I don't know if you guys want to see it. I'll probably just show you everything at the end. I don't know why I'd lie about getting a Charlie, but 1 line break Alpha, 1 Charlie, and then coming back over here is going to be right here is going to be draw, one-handed only, 2 to the right side head box, I believe. Yep, one-handed. So that's at 5, and if I didn't say it already, that was in a 184. Gross. So let's see how we do here. Three seconds flat, 1 line break Alpha, 1 Charlie. So already I'm seeing some stuff I'd like to improve upon. This is not a bad course of fire. Really need to work on that one-handed stuff. All right, 10 yards. Engage center target with 1 round. Left 2, right 3, center 4. So that's a total of 10 rounds. All right, let me get set up. All right, guys, so now the next stage of the T-Rex Arms 50-round pistol assessment is, you're over here because I'm gonna be transitioning, but it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, all to the A zone. So let's see how we do. I need at least 10 rounds. That's what I got. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Okay, total time of a 5:03. Let's walk forward and check hits. All right, left target, clean. Center target is clean. And then here, I don't know if you'd call, that's breaking the line. I'd say that that's 3 alpha, if I'm giving myself benefit of the doubt. I mean, it's very close. I don't know, maybe it's a Charlie. I'll decide after. All right, on to the next assessment. So right about here. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, that was in a 437. First shot in a 163. A little slow. 185 reload. Decent. So, total time of a 437. So, I don't know if that's decent or not, but let's go check our hits. Alright, so it looks like we're clean here. 1, 2, and 3. Nothing on the middle. And we should have total of 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Perfect. Alright guys, so you're set up back here at 20 yards because I'm going to be starting at 10, 2 into the left target. I'm going to run back here, get my bearings about me, 2 into the right target. So I figured this was the best place to kind of cap it. 60 feet is right about right here, so actually I'll back you up a little bit. Hopefully you can still see me when I come running in. So don't laugh at me jiggling as I run. So here we go. I didn't want to slip in the mud. All right, let's go see how we did. I'm calling possibly right side for the right target. Total time of 7:11. Guess that's not horrible. So, I believe this is clean. How many should we have in this? 5, 7. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is clean. And over here, oh, so proves that target focus beats what you feel every time. But all clean in the right side target. So, not mad at that. 7-11. Let's see, just for anybody that wanted to verify that. There it is. All right, let's see what the next one holds. I think I went hard enough to definitely throw some Charlies there. Total time of an 8:52. Total possible points is 60. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We threw some Charlies. And a Delta. Ooh, bad Garrett. So, we should have, we had 7 on this before, so we should have 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So all accounted for. 1 Charlie, 1 Delta. 2 Alpha, 1 Charlie, 1 Delta. This should have 5 plus 4 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. 3 Alpha, 1 Delta. Right side. We have 1 Charlie, so I'm gonna guess 3 Alpha, 1. I'm back. All right, let's get after it. So 20 meters, 4 rounds on each. Here we go. Alright guys, so the way it went was we had clean run, 2 Charlies on the middle target, which I started with that, then I went left right, and then it looks like a clean run on the left target. It's all wet and stuff and pasters are falling off for the most part, but I only see the 1 Charlie and 1 Delta from the previous string. So I'll calculate my hit factor, and you know, that's the end of the drills to assess this Glock 45. And as you can see, we got to the end there and had a few double feeds happen in the process of trying to not dump any rounds to the ground because I had 12 rounds left in the gun, and that was in a 2020. So we'll see what the hit factor is and break everything down, and we'll be back for another tabletop review. But thanks guys. What's going on guys? Garrett here with Ras Group, back with another video today. Part 2 of episode 1 of Performance or Promises, featuring my custom built Glock 45 that you see here in front of you. So I'll be kind of pointing things out on the gun as we come to it. I'm going to be kind of multitasking, running my laptop because I have a bunch of notes that I have typed up and also doing the video. So if I get distracted here or there for a couple seconds, don't judge me too hard. I'm just trying to give you complete and accurate information that I have from this round of testing. So first off, I don't know if it's been made aware or not, but I came into the testing with about 25-ish thousand rounds on this Glock 45. I shot a ton last year. Not all of those rounds were in this exact configuration. The Radian ramjet and afterburner and the compressor guide rod were added subsequently later on in the latter part of that 25,000 rounds, and we're going to talk about it, right? I'm just going to get into it. So for part 2 of the testing, day 2, started out with a B8 test, 10 rounds, 10 seconds, 10 yards. I ended up scoring a 98 and a 797. The hit factor for that is a 1230. So I thought that the hit factor scoring for a B8 test would be extremely skewed compared to the standard USPSA target drills. As it turns out, it wasn't. It's actually pretty on par. So 12.3 obviously could have cleaned that up. I think I could have pushed it a little bit faster, but again, you know, we get what we get. That's a whole part of the review process. If I just kept running a gun until I got the desired outcome, it's not really like an accurate test at that point, right? So then next, I did the whole set of the RAS benchmarks, right? My drill. And it was actually kind of eye-opening. So overall, I scored, my grand total score or points was 128 with a hit factor of a 6.24 because you get the entire head box, you also get the pelvic girdle. We outline kind of in the blog post how to mark the scoring zones, right? So that being said, not great overall, but I would say it's about average. Definitely not my best runs at any of these drills throughout this testing process. And we're going to get into a little bit of why here towards the latter part of this review. Third and final stage was a T-Rex Arms 50-round pistol assessment, and it was very eye-opening. I'd never run that before, and it was great. My total hit factor for that was a 4.4, and that's mainly in part to the last drill. That last drill should easily be done in about 10 to 11 to 12 seconds, I would say. I ended up doing it in 20.2 seconds for the sheer fact that I ran into 3 double feeds on that run. And that's kind of the theme behind the way this gun is set up right now, right? And we'll talk about it. So my total hit factor average amongst all 6 of the assessments, because remember, part 1 was Manzano Tactical Cold Start, Eagle Tactics Take 5 drill, and a build drill. Those all went relatively well. I didn't clean this gun at all between that testing and this testing, which is an important thing to note here. So my average hit factor across everything was an 8.66. I think the build drill and the B8 were my saving graces in that. I think without those we would have been much closer to just 5 flat. So there's some things that I want to talk about with this, because despite this being my main gun and the gun that I've been using in this configuration for some time, you're going to be probably surprised by some of this. So this was the whole performance section. There's 5 categories that I'm rating firearms on, and some of this is going to be moved to the first half, some of this is going to stay in the second. This is my first run at this, so don't judge me too hard. But it's value, fit and finish, performance, reliability and function, and cool factor. So for value, I'm giving this gun a solid 6 out of 10. Why? I think a Glock in itself gives you a great value out of the box. I think depending on how much money you spend to upgrade it afterwards and how much performance you're actually getting for the money invested, I don't know if you're actually at a great value at that point, right? The best bang for your buck. The gun in this configuration right now is either pushing 2K or slightly towards the $2,200 mark with optic light included, all that stuff. I don't really care to include the optic and the light, so we'll say 2K. For 2K, compared to the base $600 for a used Gen 5 Glock 45 MOS, I don't know if I'm getting another, say $1,400 in performance out of my gun for the upgrades that I've invested into it thus far, right? And I think for some of the options on the market, I think it's worth experimenting to find out where that threshold really lies. So I gave this a 6 out of 10 for value. For fit and finish, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I think Guerrilla Gunworks knocked it out of the park with the stippling and Cerakote job. I beat the shit out of this gun. The stippling's held up phenomenal. It's still very aggressive. The Cerakote, despite I don't even know how many hundreds, possibly thousands of reps from a holster at this point, has held up exceedingly well. I do think that there are some tolerance issues to be talked about with the interior of the frame and slide being Cerakoted. And I think that's going to have a little bit of an effect on when we talk about the reliability and function, because I think that the Radian Ramjet and Afterburner is designed to not deal with so much tolerance stacking, and that might be part of the issues I was experiencing here. So, but again, we're going to get to that here in just a couple seconds. So 8 out of 10 for fit and finish. Glock does good machining. Guerrilla Gunworks did a great job. Radian has great machining. Overall, I think, the fit and finish of this gun is very, very nice. Performance, I would give it an 8 out of 10, and that's with a little asterisk next to it. So when this gun is running well, I directly see some benefits from the upgrades, such as the Ramjet and Afterburner, the compressor guide rod, things like that. But, this is my main jam, so I'm definitely a little bit biased because I've hit some milestones with this firearm and saw my progression happen while using this gun. So this is all the grain of salt. Obviously, this is the first episode just to establish how I do a review, how I process, the information that I'm getting. Reliability and function. I gave a 5 out of 10. And I hate to say that, but if I'm being objective, so this gun and the way it sits, if you clean it and lube it up super often, runs phenomenal. Like, absolutely great. The benefits of running a striker-fired pistol, any striker-fired pistol, especially a Glock platform pistol, is that you don't have to give it a lot of TLC all the time. When I added the Radian Ramjet and Afterburner for a while, I saw no issue whatsoever. Then I started experiencing some issues. So I started lubing the gun up, cleaning it more often, which you should, right? That's just, you know, proper maintenance of your life-saving tools. The problem is that if you don't keep up on it, at least at this point in the journey with this firearm, I run into constant malfunctions in cold weather, inclement weather, snow or rain, or if the gun is just getting exceedingly dirty. And I don't run super dirty ammo. I don't run like the best of the best, but I run factory produced ammo, brass cased ammo. I don't run steel cased. I don't run aluminum cased. I don't run a lot of dirty ammo in my guns. So that was kind of disheartening. I was at a Bull Creek class last night running this gun in this configuration. It ran great for the first few hours of the night, the last couple. Consistent issues, especially running a VTAC barricade at nighttime. You'll see in the T-Rex Arms 50-round pistol assessment, 100% on the last drill, 3 double feeds in a row on one drill. That's a problem. It's caused me to completely reevaluate like the upgrades I currently have on this gun, what's going to stay, what's going to go, things like that. Again, I'm trying to be objective here. Like, I love this gun. I love the G45 platform. However, I'm wondering with the tolerance stacking of the Cerakote if that's causing the issue. So I'm going to be trying the Ramjet and Afterburner in a bone stock Gen 5 19 slide, whether it be a 19X, 45, 19, whatever. And we're going to find out, is it an issue between the tolerance stacking? Is it an issue with springs? Is it an issue just overall? This is not me giving a judgment on the Ramjet and Afterburner. Radian makes some great stuff. A lot of people swear by it. So I don't want to taint that by this review process. I'm just saying with this gun, with the specifics of this gun, it's not having the best reliability for me. So 5 out of 10. Cool factor, I gave it a 9. It looks cool. I've custom built this thing from the ground up. It's completely subjective, not objective whatsoever. So I give it a 9 out of 10 because it looks cool. So with those 5 categories in mind, we are looking at a collective 72% out of 100, which is below my threshold for recommendation at this time. I like to see at least an 80. That's kind of the criteria I set out for myself before we started all of this. I'd like to see at least an 80 out of 100 for me to be able to safely recommend something to somebody. Unfortunately, I don't think that the gun is horrible. I just think the certain combination of parts for this custom build isn't playing nice with each other, and I'm going to have to do some work to figure out where the downside really is. Overall, I think this is a pretty decent comprehensive review for 150 rounds. Again, when we talk about strictly the performance of this, I don't think that it was horrible whatsoever, especially when it's running correctly. It's accurate, it's fast. Those are the 2 metrics that really matter. So at the end of the day, I have nothing to be mad about. But right now, I'm wondering if I've sold myself a promise instead of guaranteeing myself performance. So, and that's just kind of where I'm at with this particular build. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoy the next one. Stay safe, stay trained, and stay rad.